Hello, welcome back. Python for everybody, week 11th. This is probably the last stream in this location because today I'm gonna check out the new flat. So for the rest of the weekend, I will probably be very busy with packing and moving stuff. I didn't pack anything yet. I don't even have boxes. I'm so not ready for this. I cannot even tell you how much. However, since it's the morning, we had our breakfast, we are still relatively fresh. I want to take the moment to do a proper stream until I get the call, basically, because now basically I'm just waiting for the guy to call me or tell me like, okay, it's ready, you can come, let's sign the contract, so I can take a look at the flat for the first time and then figure out how to move all my shit there. So yeah, not fun, not in the slightest, but this is life. At least there is something. So I appreciate that. Very tough week. This week was extremely challenging, and even like before, right? So I found it really, really hard to take some time off. This Netherlands trip really felt like I don't have. Yeah, it's not the right time for it because we had such a nice progress week after week, and it felt like a stop, like I couldn't. But it's something which, I mean, it's kind of obvious that if you break out from your routine which you just started, it's gonna get a bit more challenging to get back on it. But it's gonna come back, right? Like this kind of a feeling that you feel like, oh shit, I'm out of my routine, I have to start again, and I lost, maybe I lost the routine. This is just dumb shit. Like, okay, I don't want to be mean to myself or to anybody who's experiencing this, but yes, you're gonna have this feeling like, oh shit, I'm out of my routine. Can I even go back to it? And yes, I mean, this is one of the challenges you have to face, that when you feel like, okay, I'm out of the routine, but I'm gonna, um, we are here again on this Saturday, and throughout the week, of course, I had my 1 hour like break time to just focus on this. And yes, it's challenging, but you can go back because you're motivated and you're determined. So that's it. And yeah, the medication. Unfortunately, there's no 36 or 32 milligram of Concerto available, only 54. And instead of sticking with Ritalin, I decided, okay, just let's try this. And that's the other thing, that's the main problem, because once you get used to a medication and it's at the same time every day and you get used to it and it's not on your mind anymore if it's working or not, which happened before, right? uh, then it's one less thing on your mind which stops you from being able to focus and progress. But now with this 50, it was kicking my ass, and it still is. Like, it's day 5, right? No, 6 now. And the first couple of days, headache, literally here, headache. And I mean, after in the evening, I felt actually productive. This is why I want to stay with Concerto, like, or at least because I know that in the evening it still has the potential to make you productive. Whereas in Ritalin, we have this 1 hour when we actually have focus and really, but then it's downside. Then it's nothing, and then you're useless again. So this is something I wanted to mitigate with switching to Concerta, but the fact that we have to switch to 54, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm trying my best to, like, okay, this is just adjusting period and I'm gonna get used to it, but I'm really not comfortable with this at all, that I have to go do with higher dose. 36, or I don't know the math, but this in between, when I had twice 18, yeah, milligrams, that was great. That was great. Then it was gone. I had to go back to Ritalin, and I mean, it works, right? Ritalin works, but it's very, very limited amount of time. So I don't know, man. Like yesterday, I felt like yesterday no more headaches. I had omega 3 with the same time, but then twice I lost focus. Like, I lost trail of thought, and I started marketplace searching, then I went into the study room and tried to focus on this here, and it was extremely hard. Like I really felt like, okay, I'm pushing through, but I'm really tired. And then in the after lunch it was starting to get better, but then again I lost the trail of thought, and then I started doing bullshit, really not productive things at all, aside from work, of course. And I don't know. And then once you get into this state of mind, which is the ADHD basically, when you are just doing impulse things, you get deeper and deeper and deeper in that, and then it feels like on concerto it actually makes your brain like it's a very shitty alienating feeling, and it's really hard to break. It's not even possible. Once you start, it's very hard to break out from it, and I don't think it's even possible, because I felt like shit by the end of the day. I had food. I got home. I was like, I completely felt like shit. And I basically spent the rest of the evening with like watching the phone for 2 hours. And then I played some God of War Ragnarok until 11. Then phone again. So this is really not, this week, in terms of medication, really not how I would imagine if it's working. So I don't know. I will try to give it a chance today, right? But I think if it's 1 week, let's give it 1 week, which is gonna be tomorrow, and the way I describe it now, it kind of feels obvious that we should just go back to Ritalin. It's limited, but it works, and once there is availability for normal dose of Concerta, then we should go back, because this is stupid. This is really, really stupid. I feel like I'm a fucking guinea pig, basically. Alright, okay. So with that out of the way, let's try to focus on this. Yeah, all right. So I wanted to briefly touch on the grep and like the regular expressions. I don't know if we thought, because that was actually my okay. Regardless of all the negative things of past week or experiences, there were still at least two occasions where basically I had the break, like so I had the after holidays, like discomfort, let's say, or whatever, that okay, how I'm gonna go back to track. But still, I had two occasions last week. One is when we on Tuesday, when I started to do this exercise. No, I think this one, yes. So which was very, of course, super simple. It was about to replicate the grep function of in Python, which is basically, so grep is in the grep command in Unix, is basically the same as search when you use regular expressions. And this one was extremely simple. But what is new is that this is something I had to look up, because I wanted to really to have it should print the name of the file, right? Like the file you are using. So mbox.txt, and like I got this part down, the search enp count, this part is I got it, but how should I include the file name, I was wondering. And I was even thinking about it. First I knew that so if you print the open, or sorry, the f hand, The append is a text IO wrapper. And how should I get the name from the text wrapper, IO wrapper? And I almost went down to that rabbit hole of trying to do like indexing or like finding, you know, the point where it ends, and do this like, or maybe even use regular expressions. But that would be hell, right? That would be, so this is something I actually asked ChatGPT, and I don't feel bad about it at all, because there is a way to say dot name. So dot name is a property, and it's somehow it's implemented in Python that it's gonna find a name. So in this case, I'm very glad that I didn't try to solve it on my own, because that would be so unnecessary. And this is something new we learned. So if you want to get the name from the text IO wrapper, you can use dot name. Done. And then this one was very, I mean, it was a cool discovery overall, because this is something I did during work. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday. But yeah, this was, it was kind of straightforward to get to this point, like, because it was kind of telling you, right? But like the main discovery here was that, let me just talk about it, what it actually needs. So we had to write a program to look for lines of the form, which is new revision and then the number. Extract the number from each of the lines using regular expression and the find all method. Compute the average of the numbers and print out the average as an integer. So compute the average and print out the average. So this is something in the book. We had this part where it's like we did something similar, and briefly it mentioned that we still have to convert the list to a number. And that process, that thought process was really, I was so happy that I was managed to figure it out, but it's crazy, because so the regular expression here will give you a list. So whatever happens, so X is gonna become a list. And then we're gonna have to do it with the F, because in order to continue, it has to be 0 or more than 0, right? So then we're gonna put it into a string. We can just simply convert the list into a string, 1 by 1, by the way. Like here, this is still 1 by 1. Then I remembered, okay, so we need the number. If it converts it into a string, it's still gonna get, you know, all of the junk which comes with the list, right? The punctuations. Oh my God, that was so crazy. Because first I said, I need a digit. I need only the digit. So I used the digit. And of course that removed the digits. But of course I realized, okay, yeah, actually we need to remove the punctuation. So I created another variable which will basically remove the punctuation, and all we left with is with the numbers. Then we managed to convert them into an integer. Then we appended into the list, and that's it. That was it. And it's very crazy. And I think there should be some easier way to do this. But regardless, when I made the discovery, I was very, very happy about this. So props to you, Gergely, for figuring this out. And then we are going to the network. Let's go to the network part. So what did we get so far from the network? So the world's simplest web browser. What did I get from this part so far? I know that we have to use, in order to communicate, we need a protocol, and the most commonly used is HTTP protocol, which is HTTP, Hyper Text Transfer Protocol, I guess. Exactly. And we have a built-in support for this, which is socket. So we're gonna, like a module, so we're gonna import it. And yeah, this is just a bunch of stuff, which is like, it's a lot. So let me go through to my notes. So basically communicate over the internet. In order to avoid long waiting time, we need the protocol. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just read through my notes at least. So the easiest way to show how the HTTP protocol works is to write a very simple Python program that makes a connection to a web server and follows the rules of the HTTP protocol to request a document and display what the server sends back. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is also something new, right? Finally, I mean, I guess this is OneNote one-on-one for other people, but finally I made the connection thanks to my friend in Netherlands that the reason why, this is how you should make your notes. Because I was showing to him, like, hey, look at my notes. Look how much I did. Okay, but isn't this like too much? Like too many notes? Oh, sorry, here it is. And he said like you could actually like put them in order, so it will be easier to. So this is something I also did on Wednesday. I mean, not really. I could of course make new pages, but this is very nice that it's actually like separated like this. And I mean, of course this should be obvious for others, but for me this is like a big yeah, good thing, good realization that finally I really can use OneNote as it's intended. Anyway, let's go back to the topic. So we import the socket module which is used for all the network things. Then we create my sock variable with the socked with the socket module and method, adding AF init and sock stream. The book doesn't go into detail yet about these, so let's just move on. I mean, yes, of course it wouldn't hurt to check. Yeah. Yeah, this is extremely, yeah, this is just a bunch of stuff. This is, what I was thinking that, like when I use the punctuation, right, from the string module, I have no idea actually, like, it's a lot of stuff, but I'm using it to solve one problem. But they have also, of course, many other use cases, which we don't necessarily understand yet. But one by one, we can like, okay, I know that this line can do this so far. So this is maybe somehow we can, of course, gradually progress. That we have a line which we don't fully understand. We cannot tell like, okay, it can do all of these things, but we have a use case. And then as we move on, we can realize maybe the same line can do this, and like it can be used for another cases, and this can be the key of progressing. My sock connect. So then we create my sock variable with the socket module and method, adding AF init and sock stream. The program makes a connection to port 80 using connect method on the server, right? Then we use another variable, cmd, which is bytes. So this is a new type, it's a byte. But how did we even like specify it here that it's gonna be a byte? I think, yeah, because the dot encodes. The dot encodes the string using the codec registered for encoding. The encoding in which they encode the string. Yeah, I think that's the one. That's what creates basically a byte. Which is a new type byte. Since our program is playing the role of the web browser, the HTTP protocol says we must send the get command followed by a blank line. \r\n signifies an end of the line, all. So 2r on signifies nothing between end of line sequences. This is the equivalent of a blank line. See, \r end of line. It means end of line. It's a blank line. So, yeah. Yeah, this is really Chinese for me for now, but anyway. After that, yeah, let me just open it in the book as well, because first the program makes a connection to port 80 on the server. Since our program is playing the role of the web browser, the HTTP protocol says we must send the get command followed by a blank line. R on signifies an all, so all signifies nothing between the end of line sequences. Okay, no, I should say like RN signifies nothing between end of line sequences. This is the equivalent of a blank line. Once we send that blank line, we write a loop that receives data in 512 character chunks from the socket and prints the data out until there is no more data to read. So recv returns an empty string without an argument. The program produces the following output. The output starts with headers which the web server sends to describe the document. For example, the content type header indicates that the document is a plain text document. After the server sends us the headers, it adds a blank line to indicate the end of the headers and then sends the actual data of the file, romeo.txt. This example shows how to make a low-level network connection with sockets. Sockets can be used to communicate with a web server or with a mail server or many other kinds of servers. All that is needed is to find the document which describes the protocol and write the code to send and receive data according to the protocol. However, since the protocol that we use most commonly is the HTTP web protocol, Python has a special library specifically designed to support the HTTP protocol for the retrieval of documents and data over the web. One of the requirements for using the HTTP protocol is the need to send and receive data as bytes objects instead of strings. In the preceding example, the encode and decode methods convert strings into bytes objects and back again. This and back again, I don't get it. Aha. So decodes, yes, okay, now it makes sense, yeah. So here we put the string into bytes, and once we are back, this is to, string, go it back to string. Yeah. The next example uses B notation to specify that a variable should be stored as a bytes object. Encode and B are equivalent. So basically what you're saying that we could actually just do the same thing. Like we're gonna remove it here and just gonna put a B here. And we're gonna get the same result. See? Yeah, that is gonna be a byte. Okay, so do we have something opposite for the decode as well? Okay, retrieving an image over HTTP. In the above example, we retrieved a plain text file which had new lines in the file and we simply copied the data to the screen as the program ran. We can use a similar program to retrieve an image across HTTP. Instead of copying the data to the screen as the program runs, we accumulate the data in a string, trim off the headers, and then save the image data to a file as follows. Poor piano is not being used at all. Actually, I can check this. Okay, we are losing focus, guys. Let's do it. Let's keep it together, please. Yeah, I mean, I went through this yesterday. This was exactly where I was suffering. So, yeah, this is how we receive an image from the web. Basically, it gets the raw data. I have no idea what's going on here. It's like so convoluted, to be honest. But yeah, it basically saves it. See? Yeah, and we slowed it down. Let me just read it. Okay, we can read it, right? We can still read. So we can even like read it like this. We don't have to scroll up. Embrace the power of two monitors. You can see that this URL, for this URL, the content type, which is here, no, it's after. The content type is image and JPEG. Once the program completes, you can view the image data by opening the stuff.jpg in an image viewer. So I thought it's gonna be some funny picture, because definitely if I would do this course, I would definitely put some funny picture there. But unfortunately, it's just this, just the cover of the book. As the program runs, you can see that we don't get 5,120 characters each time. We call the rets method. We get as many characters as we have been transferred across the network to us by the web server at the moment. We call retsv. In this example, we either get as few as 3,200 characters each time we request, up to 5,120 characters of data. Yeah, this is on the network speed, but yes, I already uncommented here. If we put it back, it's gonna be much faster. See, boom, super fast. So, and we not get the full 5,120. I don't get why it calls it characters here when it's actually bytes. So decide, please. Is it bytes or characters, or are they the same? Anyway, what we learn here is that we can control the speed. So if we want to have the full limit, full maximum bytes we want to receive, then we can uncomment this, and then it's gonna be slower, but it's gonna get the full value. There is a buffer between the server making send requests and our application making receive requests. When we run the program with the delay in place, at some point the server might fill up the buffer in the socket and be forced to pause until our program starts to empty the buffer. The pausing of either the sending application or the receiving application is called flow control. So, and now we are here at the web pages. While we can manually yeah, I think we're gonna go back to this guy. I mean, 1 week should be enough, right? I mean, I don't know. I really wish I would have a better support system. I mean, it's of course already exceptional that I even have a prescription, and because I know in other countries it's very challenging, but or long waiting time and everything, but still I think this is something which needs to be monitored much more than basically complete lack of monitoring. This guy doesn't give a shit. So come, 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 you little devil. Come, you little devil. He's too lazy. Well, we can manually send and receive data over HTTP using the socket library. There is a much simpler way to perform this common task in Python by using the URL lib library. Import. So this is something I noticed as well, like very frequently in the afternoon, is that sometimes I can just, I'm still getting used to the typing like this, like with 10 fingers, and sometimes it goes very well. Like I don't even think about it, I'm just doing it. But many times I just actually forget where is my hand, like where are my fingers. It just gets very confusing, and I cannot, and it feels like it's not even a lack of knowledge. It's just it's very 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 strange. Not really good feeling. Oh, okay. So using URL lib, you can treat a web page much like a file. You can simply indicate which web page you would like to retrieve, and URL lib handles all of the HTTP protocol and header details. The equivalent code to read the remote.txt file from the web using URL lib is as follows. Import URL lib.request. fhand equals URL lib.request.url open. For line in fhand, print line.decode.strip. Once the web page has been opened with this command, we can read it like a file. We can treat it like a file and read through it using a for loop. When the program runs, we only see the output of the contents of the file. The headers are still sent, but the URL lib code consumes the headers and only returns the data to us. As an example, we can write a program to retrieve the data for Romeo and compute the frequency of each word in the file as follows. Yes. Oh shit, sorry. Okay, I'm completely done. Okay, I'm done. We're gonna make it. We can manually send and receive data from yeah, okay. We can use, there is a much, receive, Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I will stop reading out loud. I will just play some music and I try to focus this way. Okay, so just FYI. run out of the fire behind the but you are at least something other. So we need a big hole here because we are working with files. So when it's red, it's white. So we need that hole. So this is maybe another experiment that we use this here. Come back straight. But maybe later on there will be a Sometimes you want to retrieve a non-text or binary file, such as an image or video file. The data in these files is generally not useful to print out, but you can easily make a copy of a URL to a local file on your hard disk using URL lib. The pattern is to open the URL and use the ret to download the entire contents of the document into a string variable, then write that information to a local file as follows.
Here I read, barley, corn, and wheat. In this field, dark
This
and
program
bleak.
puts all the data in at once across the network and stores it in the variable main.im. The main memory of your computer, then opens the file, cover that data, and write the data out
I
to
loved him
the
blindly,
WP argument.
never saw his face by day. I loved him nightly.
This program will work if the size of the file is less than the size of the document. If you are having a beat, you don't have to worry about it. However, if this is a large audio or video file, the program may crash or at least run extremely slowly when your computer runs out. In order to avoid running out of memory, you retrieve the just only the right one. They even start the machine, I think.
I crossed the ocean just to be there by your side. I felt the water as its river flows to dry. The night sky warms me, tell me, should I close my eyes? Those lights that blind me say you just to step inside. Right by your side. Right by your side. Oh, how you keep patient, safe lives, crossing these oceans too wide. How could that warmth be the right sky? Crossing to be by your side. Right by your side. Right by your side. I crossed the ocean just to be there by your side. I felt the water as its river flows to dry. The night sky warms me, tell me, should I close my eyes? Those lights that blind me say you just to step inside. Right by your side. Right by your side. Oh, how you keep patient, safe lives, crossing these oceans too wide. How could that warmth be the right sky? Crossing to be by your side. Right by your side. Right by your side.
program
find
needs
you,
all of the
find you,
data
reason after
one
reason
of
to
the
find
natural
you.
variable img, the main memory of the computer, and then opens the file cover.jpg, writes the data out to your disk. The web argument wbs for open opens a binary file for writing on. This program will work if the size of the file is less than the size of the Yeah. So after 1 week of, after 5 days, let's say, of this 54 milligram of Concerto, really, the from the headache, what we got, like from going from the headache, what we have now is like complete like disinterest, just confusion in the brain. No headache anymore, but I feel completely useless and moody and not in the mood for anything. Like the like actual depression, like what we had like last year as well, like similar. This is exactly the feeling why I stopped. So I really would push you and motivate you to just go back what worked, and that's it, because this is shit. I don't want to feel like this, and it's really 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 shitty. Not a successful stream today, I wouldn't say so, but I think we can wrap this up. I'm not feeling it today. I have to get boxes, I have to pack. I have no mood for this at all. This is horrible, literally, this is hell. Oh my god. And this guy will not help me as well. Okay, let me just get some water. Okay, yes, the program reads all the data across network and stores it. One of the common uses of the URL lib capability in Python is to scrape the web. Web scraping is when we write a program that pretends to be a web browser and retrieves pages, then examines the data in those pages looking for patterns. As an example, a search engine such as Google will look at the source of one web page and extract the links to the other web pages and retrieve those pages, extracting links and so on. Using these techniques, Google spiders its way through nearly all of the pages on the web. Google also uses the frequency of links from pages it finds to a particular page as one measure of how important a page is and how high the page should appear in its search result. One simple way to parse HTML is to use regular expressions to repeatedly search for and extract substrings that match a particular pattern. Here is a simple web page. We can construct a well-formed regular expression to match and extract the link values from the above text as follows. One regular expression looks for strings that start with href or href followed by one or more characters followed by another double quote. The question mark behind the S indicates to search for the string HTTP followed by 0 or 1s. The question mark added to the dot plus question mark indicates that the match is to be done in a non-greedy fashion instead of a greedy fashion. A non-greedy match tries to find the smallest possible matching string, and the greedy match tries to find the largest possible matching string. We add parentheses to our regular expression to indicate which part of our match string we would like to extract and produce the following program. You can use regular expressions to parse HTML by repeatedly searching for and extract. I don't know if this is correct by grammatically, but that's for and extract Why are you like this? You could be nice, and instead you decide to be a fucking... I want only the text. Keep text only. Thank you so much. No, actually, like until this little like thing we started now, I really didn't understand why is it implemented. I was so upset. Even back in 2018, I remember that why would you copy the original way? Like when I copy in Windows into OneNote or anything, why would you copy the original text? Who needs this? And now, of course, when you're doing with code, it's extremely useful and valuable that we can see the color. It's amazing, and I cannot imagine those people who studied this without these features. It's such a big help, this color coding. Oh my god. Look, I think the good thing is that we are still doing this. Like, I feel like shit. I have no mood at all to do this right now. It's one of the worst days, really, for this. It's really, literally. So, but we are still doing it. So that's the main difference, because yesterday I got home and I knew that I will be incapable of even like briefly paying attention to this, or like very, using very small. I just knew I'm useless So it was not possible, and now we are still basically we have the no matter what way of I'm gonna do this because this is my only chance today to deal with this. So that's amazing, because this is, if we're gonna drop the medication, then this is the only thing that's gonna help us. The that we're gonna sit down and no matter what we're gonna do this. Our regular expression looks for the strings that starts with yeah, okay, I'm not gonna read all of this. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's gonna look for HTTPS followed by one or more characters followed by double Q. The question mark indicates to search for the string followed by 0 or 1s. Okay, but why is it in closed brackets? Or like, why is it in like this square brackets? Where was the square brackets? I know we were touching those. Square brackets are used to indicate a set of multiple acceptable characters we are willing to consider matching. Nice. Exactly. So I'm gonna remove that shit because it's gonna make it more easier. Or okay, HTTPS, yeah, exactly. Square brackets are used to indicate a set of numbers we'll consider matching. The question mark indicates the search for the string followed by 0 or 1. Search for the string HT followed by 0 or 1s. I'm not getting any notifications, very interesting. Why is this related? Why is this? Why are you like doing this? Shit. Therefore, we add, yes, the question mark indicates that the question mark indicates the question mark added to the dot plus question mark, which is at the end. Yeah, because this is the whole thing, right? Yeah, indicates that the match is to be done in a non-greedy fashion instead of greedy fashion. Okay, so it's finally I'm starting to understand. We add parentheses to our regular expression to indicate which part of our match string we would like to extract and follow and produce the following program. What should I enter now? This SSL library, the SSL library, allows this program to access websites that strictly enforce HTTPS. The read method returns HTML source code as a byte object instead of returning the HTTP response object. The find all regular expression method will give us a list of all the strings that match our regular expression, returning only the link with text between the double quotes. When we run the program and input a URL, we get the following output. When we run the program and input a URL, enter. What's happening? Yeah, I'm done here. This is where we end today. It's nice, but I really need to. I feel like the thought of moving and packing everything is just really creeping up on me. So I really need to start. It's just something. It's ridiculous that I didn't start already. So I need to get boxes. I need to start packing everything, and yeah. Well, we will see. Hopefully, basically, my plan is to just I'm gonna I'm gonna move everything, boxes everywhere, and only the essentials. Basically, the essentials is gonna be the table, this setup which I have. Just gonna find the best place for it, and we're gonna set this up. And yeah, when everything is like moved in, yeah, I think I will just live with boxes for a while. Like I'm not gonna spend time on this. Is gonna happen gradual, like over time. But the main important thing is to bring everything to the flat this weekend and set up our workstation and continue. And yeah, go back to Ritalin, 10 milligram. I think so. Definitely do that. This is just awful. Bye bye.